Hey guys, this is Arif from TechShare. It's been long since I recorded my last video, so I thought I'll share something about Ordercloud, and I'm going to make a series of Ordercloud, really, basically. So what I'm going to do is, if you follow my channel, then you would see I have created two Ordercloud related videos before, and they were not, following any sequences. So what happened? The first video that I have created before for Order Cloud, it was basically a summarized view of Order Cloud, like how to set up certain things, how to work with Order Cloud, and things like that. So it was basically covered all the topics, and it was sort of a comprised version of everything. So and the next video that I created Order Cloud was basically how to configure the SSO or single sign-on when you are using Order Cloud. But yeah, I thought that was all right. But since Order Cloud is getting so much popularity nowadays, and people are really asking how to do certain things in Order Cloud and how to really work on different features, feature like multilingual implementation, like localization or globalization, you can say, or other feature like promotions, which was there since long in Order Cloud. Then also a situation where you wanna have a feature of let's say your fulfillment. You have a lot of different shops where you are going to fulfill. So how are you going to support those scenarios and things like that? A lot of scenarios really people are asking. And then also how you're going to set up a shop where, a modern e-commerce, let's say if you compare with Amazon or any other thing, like, how they're going to follow. So they have those supplier kind of concepts. So how we're going to introduce the same thing in Order Cloud as well. So, Order Cloud, the power of Order Cloud is limitless. Yeah, so it really, I cannot really give you everything, every sort of details. Sort of an example here, it's not possible, but what we could do, we could basically, give you some scenarios and then implement accordingly. And then really when there is a real problem come in, then we need to go and basically implement the solution based on that. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically create a series of Oracle Cloud video. By the way, I have created a series of XM Cloud videos where it is probably on to 9 different videos I have created in my channel. So if you guys are really keen to explore XM Cloud and want to understand how certain things work or what is the way to go, then follow my channel, because I have created, and there is a playlist. I'm going to share the playlist in the description as well here. So guys, you can basically go and check those videos all together. That will definitely help, I'm pretty sure. And I'll create exemplar videos as well. Like the series will continue because it's not a sort of, I did not conclude that one, so it will continue. Yeah, I try to basically see what is the new feature is coming, or what is the feature already, sort of merged, let's say in the last release. So I try to cover that one and create a video. But yeah, but this series will be totally Oracle Cloud related. So what I'm going to do is like very common question I get from the people, like how we are going to start. So when you are going to work with Oracle Cloud, then there are two parts obviously. One is your backend, another one is your front end. Backend means the admin panel, and the front end means the store front, right? So those two parts are really really important. So what happens, if you go and check the Postman collection, and then also Oracle Cloud has those different collection as well. I mean, you can download from there. But what I have here is I created a lot of things here. So if I go and explore Order Cloud, then let's say Order Cloud is not here. Yeah, so it's training Order Cloud. So you see here, I've created a bunch of different Postman sort of uh, collections with all the different endpoints that I needed. So it has basically all the things. So what you can do is you can basically create a Postman collection like this, and then you can basically implement the back end side of the thing. But it is not a good way, especially if you are going to go with the production, then you cannot really follow this pattern. So you have to create a back end or a admin panel, and admin panel creation is pretty hectic because you have to support a lot of different things. The good news is if you go to ordercloud.api, sorry, ordercloud-api repository, then you can see this OC Accelerator. I would recommend to go and check this out because this is basically a very starting point, and it says OC Accelerator. The reason behind that is if you wanna create a order cloud, storefront and also the back end, then this is basically super fast approach. Could be this repository. So just check this out. And then if you basically go, then you can see here it has this infrastructure apps. So very importantly, if you go to the apps, by the way, the description is all here, how to configure certain things, a lot of things. I mean, you could follow start to end here, and then you could basically start things up. But for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some very basic way to spin up those instances. So let's see if you want to spin up the admin instance. And then I already have here sort of open this one here in my Visual Studio Code. And then you can see here, this is the env for .local, where your Oracloud client ID. So I have created, so basically if you create your marketplace in Oracloud, so I have this one here. So let me go in the ordercloud.io, then I'll show you that what I have done here so far. So it's very basic stuff. So if you go to the ordercloud.io, then you have all the marketplace here. See, if I go and jump into this marketplace, and then in the API console, let me go and take this one, sample marketplace, I believe, and then let me see. Yeah, so this sort of API client I'm using. So if I go here in this API client, let me basically show you what we have here. So you can see here this client I have created. I have allowed all the sellers. No supplier is allowed, no buyer is allowed, obviously, because buyer basically is for the client, right, who basically buy stuff, but I am going to control everything. So that's why it is basically allow all seller means the people who basically want to sell, right, like you as an admin or who own the marketplace, basically they will be allowed only. And that client is configured. So I basically use this client ID here. So I'm going to and then all the Oracloud scope that you are going to basically allow through that client. So basically all the admin related activities. And by the way, this app client ID will only be used within my admin, not in my storefront side, right? So that is very important because that basically will encapsulate all the admin related activities within this scope of this app. So this is another magic of Oracloud, right? So you can basically restrict in the app list. So this is very basically the very first level where you are creating the app and you are basically restricting this app to touch to tell basically where which area exactly it can touch, which area it cannot touch. So this kind of thing. So that segregation is happening in the app level, and then again you can create a security profile, and then accordingly you can have all the other permission related activities you can create. For security profile, you can see here I have created a bunch of the security profiles, but a lot of these aces or head start, aces means head start, so they are basically inherited, or I got it from Sitecore standard. Some, what is it? Sitecore has a head start, or Oracloud has a head start template, and basically I got all of this from there. So I am not using all of them, obviously. I'm using very, basic couple of stuff. But since it is an admin, so this admin profile is the one. And you can see here, this admin profile has all the roles assigned, and mostly they are all admin related activities. Okay. And then another important thing I would like to share before, because this is going to be the starting video, right? So you can see here the admin user, it is basically, you can see here that default context user I also select as admin. And this admin is basically means, if you see the user, then you would see I have a lot of user, but sorry, where is the admin user? Admin user should be here. Yeah. So if I go here, then you can see I have this admin user, and this admin user has all the available roles. Um, and so when you create the security profile and security profile, basically, you know, um, um, and these basically, so if I go and create a admin user, then you would understand. So you can say user ID and active or not, username, password, blah blah blah, right? And then what happens is in the security, it will automatically take the security profile that was created for the admin or targeting for the admin automatically. That's a very interesting way of sort of, thingy that Ordercloud has. Um, so now, what is the thing that I am going to tell you now? Um, there is a filter recently added, I believe. So you can check like what is the admin role that you could assign for a user, admin user, and then so then you have this buyer organization. So you can see here you have all the different buyer organization. And when you create a buyer organization, buyer organization means basically you have to create a buyer. Basically, buyer means those people who will be buying the product, right? They will definitely be part of an organization. This is called buyer organization. You can create multiple buyer organization targeting to different people. So I have here a couple of buyer you can see here, and then each of the buyer you can create the users, means those user will basically be non-anonymous users. So the user, so let's say you created your username and password in storefront, right? So then you can go and basically log in there, and that is basically it here. And then all the history. So if you wanna buy and certain products certain times, you could see all the history there. That is the reason why people will create the profile, right? And then so this is the buyer. And then when you create a buyer user, basically what happens in the security profile, there is a buy profile, right? And this buy profile is basically meant for targeting those people who will be registered as a buyer user or a user within the buyer organization. Anyway, so that will be basically, I'll go through one by one later, but the primary thing that I'm going to share today is if you go and check out the admin panel, then you don't need to worry about a power, a postman collection. So what you can do is you can run this one. You just need to configure the local dev environment, and then once you are done there, then you can basically um, hit the npm run dev, and then this localhost 3000 you can basically copy and check. By the way, you need to create on user, by the way, in here through the so postman or here, right? So they are basically same in the portal. I know I have an on user which is here, but let me log out, and then I have on user, I know. So I'm going to sign in using that user. Then you can see here on the left side you have everything. So you can check the orders, that like how many people in your storefront or in your marketplace basically created those orders. So you can see here you can basically take on of the order, and you can go to the details view of the order, and then you can see the details here. You see the line items. You can check the promotion. If there are approvers required, you can do approvals as well. You can check here what the approver and approvals, payment status, shipment, and things like that, because this is all admin related stuff. It will make your life super easy. The shipment here as well. So once the order is received, then how we are going to ship those products. So this is basically here. If you want, if order needs to be returned, then this is create order return. You can see here there is a button on the right. And then products is very important, where you can see all the products that you have created under your marketplace. And then you can even create a product, so you don't need to worry about creating a product in your postman or a cloud portal. You can do it through a nice UI like this. Then price schedule is very important, because a product will not be able to buy, people will not be able to buy a product if there is a price schedule missing, right? So you have to create the price schedule and assign the price schedule to the product. The specs are very important, like what are those different color or size variation of a product. So all those specs can be created in the Order Cloud. Promotion very important, how we are going to create a promotion. So if you go and click this create promotion, then you can see all the different rules. It is a line item level or not, what is the code you are going to use, and then limitation, redemption limitation per user, redemption limit per user, quantity limitation. So all those different things you could configure, right? So this is very easy and handy. I'm not going to go into details because I need to basically go one by one. So since we have backend is ready, then there is a front end as well under the accelerator. So we probably go and create a storefront. By the way, under the accelerator front end part or the storefront part is not really looking very exciting because it is just there for you to implement as you need. Back inside, which is basically this one, is very important because people would not have a place where go and create certain things. So that's why accelerator gives you this admin panel, and you will basically configure everything in admin panel. And then on the front end side, the front end project that we have here, see if I go here and check this one. So this app, you can see this storefront is also there, but it doesn't have a lot of things. Under the source component, you can see it only has 3-4 components. So this is really up to you how you're going to create those storefront for your store. So that's why it is just a starting point for you, this storefront, and then you will extend. So I'll basically show you how to do this. I'm not going to basically create a beautiful design, but what I'll do is I'll make sure there are certain functionality that we could potentially use through that. So I'll go one by one. I'll try to incorporate as many features as is possible, and also all the different new features that Ordercloud is coming slowly. So all of those things will be implement sort of considered in this series. So going to be a big long list of videos like series. So keep an eye on my channel, and if possible just subscribe that on. And then you can see here these admin users, admin user groups, suppliers, very important. Catalogs, which is very important. You know that whenever you create a buyer organization, there is a catalog automatically created for you, but it is not limited to that. You can basically create as many catalog as you need. And catalog is very important when you are going to segregate products, and making sure that certain product will be under certain catalogs. That way you can basically segregate users as well, like certain user will basically be permitted to a certain catalog, and that way you can have a user group, like maybe some user you wanna serve products targeting to certain catalog, or maybe catalog is based on the regions or based on country, whatever it is. So all the things will be explained. And then buyer as well. Buyer is basically the admin. So you can see here we have buyer, like I have, sorry, buyer means not you, buyer means the buyer organization. So I have created 3 buyer organization. Um, so obviously you will see those um, 3 catalogs created, but it is not limited to 3. You can see here default buyer organization is front. So default buyer organization, default and storefront, these 3 is automatically created, but I also created 2 extra catalog, like target catalog, Bunnings catalog. And you can see here by the name of it, like it will only have maybe Bunnings product. There's target catalog will only have target. I mean, I created some scenarios for that I created, but anyway, I'm going to basically finish the video today. It is just a startup to tell you guys, this is here, this repository is here, which called Accelerator, or Cloud API Accelerator, OC Accelerator. And this accelerator really created for us to really quickly go to the market. So we'll use that, we'll explore that, we'll use basically that to create the backend quite easily, and front end will take it from here as well, and it will give you only the skeleton. But yeah, we can add the functionality in the storefront side, because it's quite dynamic, right? Storefront is not something you could basically um, provide. It is up to you how you're going to serve the storefront to the user. So that's why storefront is just the skeleton, but backend admin panel is basically fully flexed admin panel it provides. So just go and check it out and configure this one as I mentioned in this video. And next video probably I'll continue with this storefront side, and then how to, let's say, create products, and check it out, check those products, like create a cart and then check out the cart, and then how you can see those products or orders basically goes to the admin panel for you to move that order or to fulfill that order. So those kind of journey will cover, and then obviously one by one we are going to explore all the feature, like globalization in Order Cloud, like your your different things like integrating to search, then feature that Ordercloud introduced. Let's say the ad hoc product. What is ad hoc product? How could you use this? What is the use case of ad hoc product, or what is a normal product, and what is the use case of normal product? And similarly, everything. I already have created before the SSO how to integrate that on. So probably we'll also explain that one as well in a separate video, along with this ongoing project that we'll have. But yeah, that's all for today. Hopefully I will be able to see you very soon with a new video. Till then, bye bye.